Death penalty persuasive essay. Essay on death penalty persuasive for students and children in English. The death penalty, formerly known as capital punishment, is a state-induced punishment for capital offences and felonies. Here, a person is put to death by the state as a punishment for a heinous capital crime. Mostly crimes like murder, mass murder, rape, child abuse, child trafficking, or crimes against the government like drug trafficking, plane hijacking, war crimes, or genocide have the death penalty as a punishment. There are several arguments regarding the morality of sentencing someone to death. Most nations have abolished capital punishment, yet the major world powers still retain it. 106 countries in total have abolished the death penalty, while 56 countries have yet to retain it. The death penalty is still retained in countries like India, China, the United States, Japan, and many more. Article 2 of the European Union prohibits any form of capital punishment. Hence, all the 47 countries of the European Union abide by the code. History. The practice of capital punishment has been prevalent since the beginning of the major civilizations in the world. Earlier, due to a lack of facility for constricting criminals in prisons or cell, the death penalty was the most viable option. Though the practicing of putting someone to death has survived time now, it is only granted if the crime committed is too serious. Crimes like murder, mass murder, rape, child abuse and trafficking, genocide, and other criminal crimes against the government like war crimes lead to the sentencing of death. Controversy and debate. Today, most countries in the world have abolished the death penalty or capital punishment, yet major nations like the USA, India, and China still retain the practice. As of a 2004 report by Amnesty International, China has reported the bulk of the capital punishments in the world. Death penalty is not a moral or ethical punishment for several reasons. Violation of human rights. Right to life is one of the foremost and notable human rights, and the death penalty is a complete violation of the basic right. The death penalty is nothing but the denial of a person's right to life as a punishment. A lot of people are against this immorality as they feel the state doesn't grant human life, hence it has no right to take it away. Others who support capital punishment argue about the victim's right to life and how no mercy was shown towards him or her. Psychological torture. No one knows when they might meet their eventual death. However, it is extremely painful for the condemned to wait the day of his death and have no control over it. Human rights activities. Human rights activists oppose the death penalty as it is one of the most degrading form of punishment. It is a psychological torture on the condemned as well as a violation of their birthright. Wrongful execution. It has often been discovered that death penalties are given after unfair and unjust trials with little proof to prove someone guilty. In the UK, the case of Timothy Evans was that he was wrongfully executed for 2 murders of which he was innocent. However, opposing the death penalty does not mean that no punishment shall be given. It is argued that punishment should be within the scope of morality and human rights. Otherwise, there is no difference between the state and the guilty.